Hi guys, it's James Watson here from james-watson.com, and this is an unusual video actually. It's a bit of a specific experience I want to share with you guys, and also a little bit of advice and a resource for you, particularly if you're based in the UK. Um, as you can imagine, running an internet business, pretty much the most important thing about running an business, well, there's two things. You need a computer, some sort of decent computer, which is why I and most of the people that I know use Macintosh laptops, just because they tend to be more reliable. You have less problems with um, antivirus and having to defrag hard drives, and I've spent years and years and years using PC, so I appreciate the difference in my productivity as a result of using Macs. But that's not the main thing I want to talk about today. The second thing you really need in an online business is a fast internet connection, because it's a real pain if you have a slow internet connection. You want to try and upload stuff or download stuff. It takes a lot of time. Time is money. So you really need to have a fast, reliable internet connection. And when you get to the stage where your internet business is really a serious business, this is something you don't want to take lightly. It's a little bit like if you were running a shop or something. You'd have to pay rent because you'd have to have a premises, and you wouldn't want that premises to be second rate. It would have to look good because it would have to obviously give the impression of the business that you would expect to the people that come into the store. Okay, it wouldn't be any good being some shabby sort of in disrepair sort of place, that's really going to make it look, whatever you do, look cheap and not good quality. So most important of all, however, a fast internet connection means that you can get stuff done more quickly. And I also noticed, and Daniel and I have been really struggling with this over the last year or so. When we've been doing a lot of webinars. Webinars are fantastic. If you're not using webinars, you can build a business alone on webinars, which was a quote that I saw from, I think, Kim Roach. When I was reading her blog the other day, she's absolutely right. Webinars are absolutely, you can do so much with webinars cost effectively. You can do coaching, you can create products. It doesn't matter how many people are on the webinar. You can start, even if it's just you and a few people, nobody really knows. So they're a tremendous tool. They're particularly good if you want to sort of demonstrate software and online resources. But the problem with GoToWebinar is that you need to have a bit of a fast internet connection. Otherwise, what you tend to get is a little bit of a breakup. If you're trying to show stuff live, if you're watching this and you've been on one of our webinars, if you've seen us break out of slides and try and demo stuff, you know it's a little bit of a problem. Then the audio breaks up, doesn't keep in sync with the video, etc. And it's a real source of frustration, because I watch a lot of internet marketers in the US, and they obviously got amazing broadband connections because they're demoing stuff left, right, and center, video on the page, no problem whatsoever. So it's a real source of frustration for me. Obviously, in the UK, internet connections are a little bit hit and miss. It's a bit of a postcode lottery. And you'll know what I mean if you live in the UK. You can be in one area and you can have access to the latest fibre optic broadband if you live in places like Bournemouth or wherever. And it's really, you're extremely lucky if you live in one of those locations, but they're very few and far between. If you're able to get a Virgin cable broadband, then you're also in a very good position, because again, you can get, I think it's 100 meg broadband they do now. Again, very, very good, solid system. But again, not everybody can get that. I don't live in an area where I can get cable TV. So what do? I can get ADSL, and I'm fortunate enough to be able to get ADSL 2 Plus, which is the faster version of it. But what I am even more fortunate now to be able to get is what's called a bonded ADL solution. Now that is fancy term. It actually means you're taking two separate ADSL connections on two different phone lines and linking them together to give you twice the upload speed and the download speed compared to what you had before. Now, what's amazed me is that when I was just had one broadband connection, I actually had an upload speed of maybe about real world speed about 700k, something like that. I should have had at least 1.3 megabits megabit upload rather, but the download speed, again, I should have had about 8 to 12. I should have had about 12 and I was getting about 8. So it depends how far you live to the exchange, etc. But what I found is that I've actually more than doubled both my upload speed and my download speed by getting this new bonded ADSL solution. I'm on speedtest.net, and I'm going to do a test to show you live just exactly what that looks like. If you don't know this resource, it's an awesome resource for testing the speed of your connection. And it is obviously that's important. If you've got a new connection, you want to check that everything's working. If you feel the internet's slow, it's a good idea to go and check it and see, what you're getting at a particular time of day, if there's a particular issue. And obviously, if you're getting slow connections certain time of the day, that's maybe a problem with your ISP, etc. There may be a lot of contention, other users using the service if it's a very popular service, and this is something that can be frustrating, can really slow you down. But what you can see here, look, this is actually tested first the download speed, and I've now got over 20 megabits download speed. Okay, that's broken the record, and upload speed is nearly 2 megabits, 1.8. That is more than double what I got before. So I don't understand why it's more than double, but I'm pretty darn pleased, I've got to tell you. So that's I want to say, guys, that if you want to really build an online business and you get to any kind of stage where you're working full time on your online business, and having a good internet connection is really going to help you tremendously, particularly if you want to do things like webinars, interactive webinars where you're demonstrating stuff live, and that's obviously gives much higher impact, much higher value to the presentation that you do. It's going to help you to convert more sales if you're selling. It's going to help you to deliver more value if you're coaching people. All right, and obviously there's a ton of other savings in terms of you're uploading video, which is increasingly a part of online life. Then this is just going to save you time by being able to upload stuff faster, obviously being able to download stuff faster as well. So all that time over months and years is going to add up to a lot of time. So it really will save you an awful lot of opportunity cost. So where am I getting my bonded ADSL from? It is bethere.co.uk, I believe. So Be There, this is the provider that I'm using, and I'm pretty happy with them. I've got to say, this is not any kind of recommendation that I profit from. It's just purely to give people good information. This is the service that I'm using, line bonding. It's not a cheap service, and of course you've got to have two phone lines as well, so you've got to be paying two sort of BT rentals. But you know what? This if you have got a serious web business where you need to have good connectivity, fast upload and download speed, this is just the cost of doing business, and it's a pretty small one. It's one of the most amazing things about an online business. This is about the limit of the expense that you need to go to. No, well, not quite a couple of services you might need, like your autoresponder, but really there's not too much else that you need other than a decent internet connection, a computer, and maybe some sort of autoresponder service, some hosting for your website. That's pretty much it. So I just want to share that resource with you guys. That may or may not be useful for you. I do hope that you do give consideration, however, to the speed of your internet connection, because that is a very important component of an online business. That's it. I hope that was some interest to you guys. I'll speak to you soon. Cheerio. Take care.